the problem.
Hi everybody, it's my friend.
He thinks that I am separating his country while I've been here for thousands of years. It's my land, my ancestors, and they think it's my country. Why is it your country?
It was promised to you 3,000 years ago again, like Israel?
Well, it was promised to you because that's what you think. You claim.
Yeah, because we've been around and we have a country. You guys, Kurds, you don't even have a country.
Yeah, this is immoral that I don't have a country. It's not
so
something.
You want to separate my country and declare your independence?
You need to have sympathy.
It's not going to happen.
You need to have sympathy as a human being, as a democratic person. You need to have sympathy that a nation that's
sympathy giving my country to you. You want to occupy my country and you call it sympathy?
Guys,
it's not going to happen.
Non-Iranians, when I explain to you that it's going to be like an onion, you remove one, it's going to be the same form, but will be oppressing other people in a different under a different name. The mentality is the same. The racism is the same. You will only change fundamentalist or religious.
You are the one you want to get invade another country and you call it sympathy. And
I just simply asked you a question to expose.
Don't ask me a question. Respond to my question. Currently, you guys don't want to. Right? You want to take your part, invade my country, getting armed by
what country?
Trump, and then you want to come to my country, invade and occupy, and you call it a sympathy. We don't have any sympathy on that point.
Guys, they
create. Ahmed, I have a question for.
Support them. If they did something bad, I will not support them. I think it's like, I don't know how to answer that question.
It's a yes or no question. No. It's a yes or no question.
Not necessarily. That's the right answer.
No. Unity.
No, that's reasonable.
Unity. Shut the fuck up. Unity, shut up. This ain't got nothing to do with you, boy. Mind your business sometimes. Shit. Gotta learn that shit. Learn to read the room. You just came up, bro. Sometimes shut up. Boy, Zionism. Do you support the whole going on right now, today?
I cannot answer you that way. I'm saying if
you have to give a definite answer, bro. But wait, hold on. Respectfully, you have to give a definite answer because I'm asking you a definite question. We don't need the heebly gobla. If you do, it's cool. We just want to hear your point. You have to pick a side in this one.
I'm not picking a side.
You can't do it because regardless, we suffer on that other side. You understand?
We Kurdish suffered more than anybody else, okay?
No, you didn't suffer more than black people. I'm black, bro. You didn't suffer more than Africans. You didn't suffer more than black people in America. You haven't suffered. You want to talk about our deaths globally topples. We can fill up a whole. That's why I asked you the question again. You support Israel in this whole thing that is going on today? Please answer it, yes or no.
No, I said I will repeat with all the respect. I repeat this is a question of not a yes or no question. If Israel ever done something bad, I will not support it. Just like any other country, but I believe everyone should have their own country because I am a person. We are 50 to 60 million people in the world. We're displaced. There's not have been a day, 100 years that a Kurdish person did not die. There's not been one.
You know why you're not condemning? Because you are getting armed by Israel. That's what.
Okay, you just answered my question. You just answered my question. Wait. You just answered my question. Now, hey, bring him back up. I'm about to say, yeah, you just answered my question. Ahmed, you just answered my question.
I can answer for you.
No, you don't need to answer him. Chill. Ahmed, yeah. I was just gonna say to you, so you do support Israel? Okay, cool. Like, where are you from again? Because I'd be curious to find out. Like, what are you?
I don't have a country. I said we have no country. We Kurdish 50 million people. We have no country.
So where you currently reside?
I think in what is supposed to be Kurdistan. But it's divided.
Oh, Kurdistan. Okay, so you're by Dagestan in that whole area. Is that?
No. It's between Iraq, Iran, and Turkey and Syria.
Oh, okay. I got you. So, okay, fair enough. So, yeah, okay, it makes sense why you support Israel.
Blue, let me explain Kurdistan.
I just have to get it.
Let me explain Kurdistan. Because
talk.
All right. So Kurdistan was promised to the Kurds in 1919. So when the British broke up the Ottoman Empire and they divided all these Middle Eastern states and all these African states, and created all these countries, they promised the Kurds their own nation. And this was in 1919. So the Kurds have been fighting for their promised land since 1919. Now, they have been separated. He is right. They're separated between Turkey, Syria, Iraq, Iran, and I believe part of Armenia, if I am correct. Under the map.
That's right, yes. A small minority don't.
Okay, so basically, what if people who know who Rand Paul is? He is the
I know Rand Paul is.
Okay, so in 2015, he said we need to create a Kurdish state within the Middle East, and he said that in 2015 before Donald Trump got elected. So that would have caused us a forever war in the Middle East. The forever war that is seeming to take place right now.
Yeah.
And that's what they're trying to push. So the Kurds, 100%, like, I feel bad for our Kurdish brothers and sisters because they're all Muslims as well. And they definitely deserve their own. They deserve their own land. I definitely believe that.
But I say so. They have the autonomous region north of Iraq already. And then they don't have any country, so they want some part of the country from Turkey. So they don't want to respect any country's sovereignty. They want some part of Turkey, they want some part of Syria, they want some part of
Arash, give me 1 second.
Iraq, Iran. They want to separate.
I understand where you're coming from.
This is the same situation happened to
because
Israel.
it was
they want to occupy these people because they were promised by British. We don't care about Brits promising someone.
I understood, and I definitely agree with that. Nobody should give a fuck about Brits promising somebody some land because Brits have done this shit to my people as well, where they cut up the land and divide the people. And so they do that in order to cause infighting later on. Because if you have a group of people who are not like unified and who are going against each other, you can support one group to go against the other group and cause indefinite chaos. And
response to my question, did courts ever throughout the history ever had any country do Persians or Ottoman Empire, which is Turkey or Turkey right now, or Iraq, they had the country. So this same situation that the Brits sent Israel, Jewish people to Palestine, named Palestine Israel now, but I don't agree on that part. Occupied Palestine, they sent the part, and they want to do the same thing that they are doing to Palestinian. They sent courts to this region and say, okay, now this part is yours, and you have to claim your declare your independency, and that's not happening.
Talking about, dude, British separated us into five parts. What are you talking about? British sent them. It was British that made us.
So Ahmed, let me get that straight. You want to invade
what are you
5
talking
countries?
about?
You want to
how
invade
old
5 countries in order to declare your independence?
How old are you? How are you? 10?
It doesn't matter. But give me a counter argument on that part if you have any argument. But let me get that straight. You want to invade 5 countries: Turkey, Iraq, Iran, Syria, and some part of Armenia in order to create your own country? You think that all these countries letting that happen?
It's my land. What do you mean? It's my land.
So how about your land is mine? This is the same happening like to Palestine. Israel came and said,
okay, you can say
land.
that.
So who said? Because Brits promise you this land, it makes you
the white man is more important. He's getting paid, man. He's getting paid.
Okay,
how much you getting paid on this?
Okay, so let me just say one thing. Well, yes, the British promised that in 1919, anybody can look it up, that a nation state that's called Kurdistan would be created. That's 100% true. So I'm not going to deny that.
Brits get the half of America for Iran?
Okay, so hold on. So let me finish. So there's a different situation now. So if you look at NATO, Turkey has one of the largest population of Kurds, and on their border is Syria. And in 1998, there was the Adana Agreement, which stopped Turkey and Syria from going to war with each other because Syria promised Turkey that they would disarm all Kurdish militia groups. So that happened. And now Turkey is a part of NATO. So if America is going to be arming Kurds, that's going to basically infiltrate or try to destabilize Turkey, it would actually, Turkey can force, I believe it's Article 4 or Article 5, and they can basically ask for all the help from NATO.
Jill, I've got a question for you. Since you said your part, the argument started that you said because they have so much population, 50 million or whatever population. So let me ask you, because in Iran we have Arabs, we have Kurds, we have Turks, Azeri, Baluchi. We have a lot of ethnicities, so we have to give every part to divide our country into 6-7 different parts, or Turks have to divide their countries into land. Well, let me tell you, what do you mean by yes? So go ask Turkey first, and then go to the other countries. So in America has to be divided to 190 countries because there are 190 nations that came to America. Nothing happening like this in the entire world. So go to another country. Let's say there are Kurds in Germany. Do they have to declare the independence because there's 10 million population? Of course. Let me talk. I haven't landed. Give me 20 seconds only. So let's say there are 10 million Kurds in Germany. Do they have to declare independence because there's 10 million Kurds in Germany? How about if they're in England or Brits? Do they have to declare Turks in Brits because there is 5 million population? The country is not working like that. Nation, right now, we are united. We have Kurds in Iran living peacefully. They have the same rights as everyone else. Also, they have the same rights in Turkey. They have the same rights in other countries. But if you want to declare your independence and invade some other countries and invade their sovereignty, they fight back. That's of course. And these guys are separatists. They want to separate my country into different divisions, and that's not happening. Keep dreaming.
Let me reply, please, guys. Okay, so this guy is speaking that way as if he's giving away land as a charity to me. He doesn't understand that my people have been living here before the even Persians migrate from India. We've been living in the Zagros Mountains before they even come to this region. And now he's acting as if he's giving land to me as a charity, which is really great, because like this, when I mentioned that these guys will create the same another form of government, because he's talking about America. Well, can you create a country like America, and then we will be ready to live in this country, in this beautiful constitution like America that today we have. Create a country like Germany and we will be happy to live with you. But you created a trash hole country. In Turkey, in Iran, in Syria, in Iraq, these are the worst countries in the world.
So any country that you want to declare the independence and invade their trash countries.
Don't. So these guys are saying, not only I am going to let you create your own life, I will force you to live in the misery that I will create for you. Can you guys, how about that? How about creating?
Explain to me what misery has been created within Turkey? I'm confused about that one.
Well, okay. The most
the subject is about Iran, not Turkey and.
No, just as 5 countries.
No, the majority of Kurdish people. Hold on, the majority of Kurdish people actually live within Turkey.
Okay, one of the most racist people, because the whole country of Turkey was based in a situation that they lived in a trauma. So basically, the same trauma that the Turkish people have had during forming the state because of the fall of Ottoman Empire, and they were like a lot of clashes, and basically there was a huge trauma of losing land. They lost every
Basically,
land.
Ahmed, we are all
Let me speak.
racist
I'm
except
answering. I'm answering
you
Chase.
talk like
brother, please let him finish. Let him finish. He hasn't.
I'm answering his question. Okay, when it's your turn, you can speak. I don't care. Okay, so basically, in the same situation that created Turkey is still there. The trauma of losing land because they lost, because it's like usually a habit of broken empires. They always want to bring back the glorious history. They are willing to bring back their the time where they controlled every land. And as a reaction of this, for example, in Italy, the fascist movements came along. In Germany, the Nazis movement came along, and in Turkey, the same thing happened because there's something in the Turkish constitution that they have about bringing back those some of these regions that they lost after the First World War, and they still have it in their constitution. They want to bring them back. So these traumas that they still have of losing land, they just usually put them all on the Kurds. The situation of the Kurds in Turkey has been one of the most tragic in the history, the most tragic ones in the history.
victim
Because
card.
Okay, so wait, Dave, 1 second though.
You have free education.
I got something to say though. 1 second.
Free healthcare. So what do you mean tragic?
1 second, brother. Thank you, Mahmoud. Yes. Assalamu alaikum. I was gonna say, is Trump saying that? Say he blames 3 people for lying to him to force the war in Iran. Like, is this really confirmed? Like, this is what he's saying?
No, it's not confirmed. Actually, Trump said it once and he retracted it. He said that they're going to arm Kurds to invade Iran, but since now the IRGC is too powerful to fight back, and then Daddy Trump, as they call it, these Kurds, he retracted and he said he's not going to arm.
So he retracted that statement. That's crazy. That shit getting crazy. Oh yeah, and then volcanoes are popping off, tornadoes. So yeah, man.
Yes, Trump also recently said that it's not gonna happen.
you guys
I
were
don't want to go
chanting.
down the history. We don't want to go down the history with people. So
No, these guys
we
were
know you're
chanting.
Zionists.
Thank you, Trump.
We know you're a Zionist. Thank you. But we want to just continue with the news and what's going on. Somebody could take it away.
Sure.
So, Ahmed, what I'll say one thing about
Chief,
Turkey.
you talk too much. I think it's my turn. And first of all, I think
Okay.
what you're doing is so cheap by this photo you have done. I'm not a monarchist, but what you have done is so cheap. Okay? We grown up with the motto of death to America. When I was a child, we were forced to say this at the school. And Islamic Republic, this has been its policy to export Islam to the world. We grew up with an enemy. We're always, America, Israel, and all other countries.
Say why, Father. Explain why you grew up.
Sorry?
I said it'd be nice if you explained why that slogan came about and how it came up.
Yeah, it's because of, we have a fundamentalist Islamic regime who they think, that, martyrdom, yeah, if I pronounce it well, is, it's a longer story, between Sunnis and Shia, in Shia, Shia Muslims, they believe that, when they are killed or they're martyred, they will go to heaven, and this is their responsibility to bring Islam to the world, So this is something which is in contrast with the Persian ideology. I want to refer my friend Ahmad or the other people to the history, we Persians, we lived with all the religions with all Jewish people, Christian, for many years in peace. Iran is a country consists of many different rituals, etc. As was explained, we have Baluch, we have Kurds, we have, I don't know, a lot of ethnics living in the country, So this is completely, and if I want to refer you also to the first Charter of Human Rights by the Cyrus the Great, and this is what the Iranian people are suffering from at the moment. We do not want the war with Israel. We do not want to support, the fundamentalists in the region. I think Iranian people deserve to live in peace. Most of the population are young people, educated people. They are completely against the Islamic regime. When I was, I think, 12, 13 at the school, they were forcing us to say our prayers. Otherwise, we couldn't pass. And that was, a few years later, I hate religion because this religion, in fact, was some sort of a double life for us in order to survive. This is the way we grew up in this country. And I just say this and I finish about the percentage that, some people were talking, including Ahmad, about the 50% or 60%. This is not true. Even the Islamic Republic figures doesn't show this. But if you look at the elections during the reformist time, Khatami, or the other ones, that I was the one who was also supporting the reformists with the hope that maybe something is changing, but it never happened. So in the last election, just look at the figures of the people who didn't vote. You can clearly come to the figure that the supporters of this Islamic regime are maximum 10 to 15%, if not less. And these are the people who have the power, who have the arms to kill people. And this is why I was focusing on, it is very important to realize that Iran is not a democratic country. And it's a dictatorship. And we had to find a way to survive. Now, if some of the people, if they're happy about the war, it is not that they are supporting the war. Or if they are shouting the name of Reza Pahlavi or the king, yes, maybe some people believe in it, and I think that...
Farzad, how about you? You supporting Israel?
Sorry, I was going to respond to this guy. Sorry, I wanted to respond to Farzad.
Yeah, of course, because Farzad saying people like...
No, I tried to respond to him.
You support Farzad bombing your country by Israel and America.
Irish, one second.
Sorry? Say your question again.
Getting your country bombarded by Israel and the U.S.
No, I'm completely anti-war, okay? But I'm a realist, okay? I talk to many people. I talk to my friends. I talk to my mother. You know what is the paradox and what is the tragedy in this? Some of my friends who are not, they are in our, how can I say, they are completely aware of the new situation. What they told me, said, Farzad, this is our last chance. It doesn't matter for us to be killed on the street by the Islamic regime or by the attacks of American. Maybe there is a hope. This is the reality, and we should understand this.
Okay, Farzad.
And I think I just say this, and then you continue, please. This doesn't show that the people are supporting war, or all of them are supporting it. It's the only hope that is left for them. It can be wrong. We don't know what is happening later. The war is a disaster. It will kill people. And we all know that even America is not fighting Iran to free the people, his aim is to go for China later. And this is all the stupid game with the dictators. For me, Netanyahu, Trump, and Khamenei doesn't have any differences.
Cool.
This is the way I think, you know. But I think the question you ask is not the right question, because if you ask me if I...
Why is not the right question?
No,
Your
the question
is
about...
bombed by Israel
Right.
and America, and you say it's not the right question. As we are speaking, every
No,
city,
no.
Iran, Tehran, they're all getting bombed. Infrastructure are getting bombed. Civilians are getting killed. And you don't care about that?
No, of course I do care about that. What is your alternative? You know, all these years, what has left parties? Do we have the opposition to have not living on? What was the alternative?
I'm going to make a super quick point.
Let him finish, then you can go far.
Yes, you know, I was going to make a super quick point just for context, because I asked rather at the start of the monologue, which was, you know, why did that slogan come about? You know, the hostility and animosity towards the US, and he said it's to do with religious fundamentalism, and he missed that full point. So the IRGC came into power. Came into power in 1979 through the obviously the overthrow of the Shah. But what he missed out was in 1952, CIA-led coup, Operation Ajax, was what got rid of the democratically elected Mohammed Mossadegh there for Iran. So it was the US involvement that actually led to a topple of the elected leader at the time. Okay? Then what they did was they funded the Shah for almost 2 decades. They funded him, and guess what the Shah turned into? A brutal dictator, one that ruled with tyranny. So what happened in 1979? They toppled that dictator that was put in there by who? By the West. So you've got to give context to why the people wanted that coup at that time to topple that dictatorship that, from the Iranian point of view, was put there by the US. And guess what? The US put its nose in where it didn't belong again back then. So that is the context. That's why they have that animosity there. And obviously, by the way, I'm only giving you one quick point here. I could go on for 2 hours naming you decisions that the US did at that, leading up to that time, that would lead to that slogan. And I'm not justifying the slogan in any way, by the way. I'm just giving you context. Because what you shouldn't do is give 100% of one side and completely neglect the other, because you're going to give people a misleading, and you're going to spread misinformation like that.
Great point, Adam. So I want to talk.
Can I answer that, please? Can I answer?
Let me talk, and then you answer, because you asked me a question. What was my alternative? Because you all think if you don't ask me.
Go ahead, Farza.
Let me answer. Yes, you are right, but I'm gonna ask a question. If you go and what do you think the people of Iran think about America and having a peaceful relationship with the world? Do you know about that? I'm talking about the present situation.
You know, they just want to be left alone. They don't want to be fucking.
No. Do you think people agree about this?
They don't want to be harassed by America, which is controlled by Israel. They don't want an Israeli-controlled government trying to force them to whatever.
Who are they? You are talking about that 10-15% of the
America is controlled by Israel. America is controlled by Israel. We all see this. This is not going over anybody's, and all of us are sick of it. We don't give a fuck about Israel. Israel can go burn in hell for all we give a shit. Like, that has nothing to do with us. Americans should only give a fuck about America.
Go and find Israel.
Listen, if Israel wants to burn in hell, let them fucking burn.
Farza, let me respond to alternative, because all you ask Daddy Trump. So he asked me a question about alternative. Thank you. So because you guys ask him, don't get asked the Daddy Trump, as you call him, to get bombed over our head. What is the alternative? We came to the sea, we got shot. Dude, what a beautiful democracy came to Iraq. They brought into Iraq, to Syria, to Libya, to all these countries. What a beautiful freedom they brought to all the countries by bombing. Like 1 million Iraqi got bombed and dead, and then 10 million of them got displaced. And there is no country like Syria right now. They're all like, look at Gaza, what happened to them. And then for alternative reformists, look what happened to Mahsa Amini. After Mahsa Amini, they relaxed hijab. They relaxed like all the huge strict like hijab that they had imposing.
No, people took it away from the government. The government didn't give it to them. You're jumping into my.
All right, yeah, yelling over each other.
Please let me respond, because you talked on interrupted. I thought you talked uninterrupted. Thank you. So, Farza, the reform and democracy doesn't happen overnight. It's generational. Look at Saudi Arabia. We live in the Middle East. Face the reality of the Middle East. Look at Saudi Arabia. Saudi Arabia, Ben Salman's father was very strict when it comes to the religion and everything, but Ben Salman relaxing some rules and stuff. So that's happening generational. If you want to ask the other countries like America and Zionists bombing your country, bring the democracy, you are keep dreaming, bro. But if you want to really have a reform to your country and relax the job and the other things that I don't agree with as well, but that happens generally. You should fight for it. You should go through the reformers, and that's happening like in 10, 20, 30 years, like happened to Saudi Arabia and the countries. But if you want some other country invade your country in order to bring your democracy more on. Sorry about that.
No, Arashan, I will respond to you quickly. I told you in the beginning that I'm anti-war, and I want to explain why. One of my wish, it was that I can live enough to see the death of Khamenei because of the torture, suppression, and all these thousands of people who killed. Okay, innocent people who were killed. But I was not happy when he was killed because I saw the war, and we all know what are the consequences of the war. I don't think that we people, whoever who supports war, I think there should be a problem in my view. But going back to your question, about the reforms. I'm 48 years old. I told this before. As a person, I tried every single way to go through democracy. We all voted for Khatami. Later we voted for the other less crazy fundamentalist people. Later we voted for Rouhani. What happened? You have to learn that.
Remember back then we couldn't have a videotape?
Let me finish.
We couldn't have a satellite. Like we couldn't have a videotape. We couldn't dance.
Let me finish here.
So
let me finish.
Okay, but it happens. It takes time. It's generational, brother.
Please turn off your mic. Let me finish. Okay. You have to understand, in the dictatorship structure, reform doesn't work. Do you understand that? You are not living in Europe. No, wait. In a dictatorship structure, reform doesn't work, full stop. Because the Revolutionary Guards,
Saudi Arabia
leadership, they all have the powers.
Otherwise. What? Saudi Arabia, it says otherwise. They're dictatorship.
And then again, you cannot compare Iran with any other country in the region. You cannot do that. You cannot compare the potential of the young people who are in the first row of all those women who took back their basic human right, hijab, back from the government. It was not like that the government gave it to them. They took it from the government.
They fought for it, and
they fought about it.
Okay? Hijab inside Iran right now.
Yes, but if you go just a couple of weeks ago, thousands of people were killed on the street. All the people I'm talking to, I'm a filmmaker. I go through the society and I talk to real people, not the fake people,
What do you mean fake people?
And when you go to them, when you talk to them,
go to the street of Mashhad, go to the street of Karak, No one is wearing hijab completely as you think because they
Yes,
fought for it
yes.
and they got their response. But if you ask the other country, bomb your country to bring the democracy, you guys are delusional.
But who caused, like, you think that the people of Iran caused that America bombed them? Bro, of course, if now they're bombing Iran, it's also because of the government. It's not because of the people. It's not because of the people in
But
Los
you guys
Angeles.
justify it by illustrating on it on the
No,
street
no,
of
we are not.
This is what, you know,
dancing
we
on
are
the
not
street of
causing
Toronto.
the
Question, what
Like,
you are saying is exactly
Guys,
what
guys, hold on. Let me switch the conversation.
What round you are playing are at.
Alright, y'all talking over each other again. Go ahead, man. Mahmoud.
Yes, so I wanted to tell that, like, if nowadays we have a war, it's not because of the people of Iran. Of course, it's because of the government. And if millions of Iranians abroad, like, going outside and they go for a protest, it's also because of the government of Iran. That's like
So
myself. Like now,
you support that your country getting bombed.
no,
Wow,
I'm not
let him
supporting
finish.
Let it pass.
Dang, you've been interrupting him.
If I'm not telling that, I'm totally anti-war, like, because, they're killing, like, a lot of, again, people gonna die, but now who caused the war? Is the Islamic Republic caused the war or Iranian people? What's your opinion?
Who started the war? Tell me 2 times.
Neither.
Iran has started the war.
No. Israel.
You could
Israel. There's only one
Iran
answer.
did not. Yeah,
Israel
Iran
started the war.
All the policies of the Islamic Republic,
Look at
they brought
every
the people
single
to war.
situation in the Middle East. Israel starts every single war. But
For
let me
the
talk
last
to
2
you
years,
about.
Israel has
Hold
started
on, let me talk to you about the hijabs and everything, right? So there has been a report that has been done. So it seems like the majority of people who are turning 18 who are female now in the U.S., about 15 to 20% of them are signing up for OnlyFans, right? So 15 to 20% of 18-year-old girls are signing up for OnlyFans right now. So what society do you want to live in? Do you want to live in a society where your daughters are signing up to basically be porn stars? Like, I don't want to see the extreme opposite, obviously. I think girls should be able to choose if they want to wear a hijab or not, because the hijab is not mandatory in Islam, right? So that is something that a woman chooses, and I do believe a woman should be able to have the right to choose. But in this society, in the Western society, all these pornographic sites that are owned by a bunch of Israeli men who are basically having your daughters, 15 to 20% of them, by the time they turn 18, become porn stars. Does everybody have their heads up their ass? Is this a real society anymore? Like, what are we doing?
Well, it's because they'll tell you that the comparison isn't
Feminism.
No, it's not even that.
There's a balance to this.
Can I talk?
You have to destroy the Western society. It is in their prophecy. It is in their order. I'm talking about their order that they naturally want to destroy the Western society, especially just with Zionists and all that. Like that, they brag about that. There's so many videos of them like, yeah, we want to fall the West. America must fall for the Messiah.
They want to destroy Christianity.
It don't even if they destroy it, that falls along with the West, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, so it is what it is.
And they want to have this in Iran right now, so Iran is defending, and then they're not going to let that happen, because we know what happened to Western countries, and Israel what did to these countries and these people. There is no nuclear family in America. There is no real family in America. So also there, like he said, like a lot of people, like especially women, going for opening like oil, and at the end of the day they get depressed, and it's all about money, and it's all about porn and stuff. We're not gonna let that happen inside my country, and we are